everybody, and welcome to the Just Call It podcast. We're here today enjoying a nice, beautiful Wednesday morning, looking off to the distance and looking at the beautiful view. It's been a nice Wednesday so far. Things starting off slow as they usually do. I feel for everybody at work. Hope you guys are doing good at work. Keep pushing through, and even when shit's getting tough and you're dealing with someone you don't like, just remember it's another day. It doesn't mean it's your whole life, So I chill here, enjoy myself, listening to some music. I got the infamous East Bay Times to talk about with you guys, of course. Go through a little bit of these pages. Just wanted to tell you that the newspaper isn't something that is going to exist probably in a couple of years. Slower and slower, there's slowly but surely there's a decline in the newspaper business, and eventually the newspaper will be not needed, be obsolete. Nowadays everybody sucks their news in through social media. They suck their news in through to television, through going surfing on the web or something. But I always say that when you don't read a newspaper, you're just getting the news through normal sources that most people get them through the TV or through social media. In all those forms of media and news reporting, all those forms of media all have interruptions. With the newspaper, and you sitting at home quietly reading this, whether it be in your kitchen table or on your bed or on the bathroom or something, there's no interruptions. There is no commercial. There is no another feed of something else. There's no need to log out of this app. It's right here on a piece of paper. This is why I say that getting your news through these type of sources is the most healthiest way to get your news, because it's filtered. It's not unfiltered, it's filtered. And that's what we need nowadays, guys. We need to get some more filtration through our shit, because we're being fed over amount of bullshit. We don't need to know what the fuck is going on in the VMAs or the AMAs or the BBAs or who the gives a fuck, right? We don't need to know that Blow Joe got hit with a fucking car in Arkansas because he was drunk. We really don't need to fucking know that. We fucking need to know what's going on in our fucking news, what's going on in the whole world, what's going on in the States, what's going on in your fucking country, what's going on in your city. You need to know that shit. You don't need to know about some drunk guy getting hit with a car. That happens millions of times a day. What are you gonna do? This is a Just Call It podcast, man. We tell it the way it is. Ain't no need to hide the bullshit. So as we go through the news, the first thing, boom, I'm gonna cover on the news is years after George Floyd's death, music and memories. So obviously, the family of the slain man meets with President Biden and Vice President Harris at the White House, which is an awesome thing. They passed the bill, the policy to, ban chokeholds from police officers onto, suspects or whatever. So, it's a big thing. If you really think about it, you are eliminating something that's, the police need to understand one thing. They need to take this problem in their own hands. It's not society's problem that you're a police officer, right? A police officer is going to be a police officer because this is a job that they wanted to do, okay? As an individual, we look for our jobs and we just do our dreams, or we just do a job that we have to do with our own needs, right? But whatever it is, a person who ends up being a police officer most likely wanted to be a police officer, right? They wanted to do some good in the world, They wanted to get criminals off the streets, maybe something that happened to them as a kid, and they wanted to do something good for the world, whatever, right? But if you're a police officer, and now you're part of this group of community of police officers, well, now there's this group of consciousness of how you kind of go about things as a police officer, right? And there goes the incident with the George Floyd that now police officers are seen as wrong people, right? If you're a police officer, chief, whatever, you're going to need to take this upon your own hands, my man, or my lady. Whatever it means, you as a police officer, you are going to have to start making your own judgment, your own calls. Because in how you approach things nowadays, you need to look at it with a much more different lens as a police officer. And I feel bad because being a police officer is probably one of the most hardest jobs to do, one of the most dangerous jobs to have. To be scared of your own life. But then all of a sudden you need to put some hands on somebody because they're not cooperating. What do you do? So these are questions to ponder as a police officer. This is on you, not on me. I can only be a good citizen, a good Samaritan, stay out of trouble. Don't get involved in violence. That helps a police officer. Me being a good citizen, not breaking the laws. But what about those individuals who don't give a fuck about the law? And do whatever the fuck they're gonna do, right? Well, as police officers, you have it tough to even bring those people down. Hey man, bring the whole squad. This motherfucker doesn't want to cooperate and you can't take care of him with your own hands because you might get some shit going down. Call backup. Call backup. Get more hands on that shit. What is that guy gonna do? Nothing. Arrest his ass. We need to put chokehold on his ass. We need to do all that shit. Put him on the motherfucking floor. Grab his motherfucking arms with like 6 motherfuckers and put his ass in handcuffs and throw his ass in the motherfucking car. If that what needs to happen to someone, then do that shit. You don't need to fucking kill him. You don't need to fucking taser him to death. You don't need to fucking shoot him. If that's what needs to be done, fucking go grab that motherfucker. But if you can't fucking handle your shit as a police officer, call for backup, man. Call for fucking backup. When you got a crowd of people yelling at you and you're putting hands on a person, just give up, bro. Right now, you'll just be a circus for the newspaper. Tough for any individual who goes against one side, they hate the police, or the other side, that you love the police. Whether you're a police officer or a family of police officer, however you spot it, is one of the most difficult jobs in the world right now. Because of so much is being held up against them. So much. It's hard to battle that and come back and be okay. It's hard to battle that and to come back and be totally fine with oneself. And we're back. Sorry, guys. Back to Just Call It Podcast. So, renewable energy. Guess what Biden has planned? Coast to open to wind turbines. Biden offshore development can provide clean electricity and thousands of jobs. All right. Biden administration on Tuesday announced plans to open areas of Pacific Ocean off California's coast to offshore wind development for the first time, supporting the construction of hundreds of large wind turbines to expand renewable energy and reduce the impacts of climate change. Wow. So they're going to build... So, if you guys live in California and live in Morro Bay or Humboldt County, you might see way off into the distance from your coastal shore some turbines, some huge turbines. In order to save energy and to harness the wind that comes in so strongly from the Pacific coast into the California coast, which I feel every day here in the beautiful Bay Area. Goddamn, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful place. Wow, that's a beautiful view. Wow, it's very nice. Yes. Here in the beautiful Bay Area, I see the bay, and then I see the ridge line of the San Mateo Hills. Right above that is going to be the Pacific Ocean. Right there by the Pacifica. If I were to go straight over there, right? Basically, Biden and Newsom teamed up, maybe with his teams of crack engineers or whoever, and decided that they're going to build wind turbines near Morro Bay in Humboldt County. To me, it's a beautiful idea. We need to take care of future resources. Gas is eventually not going to be, it's going to be too expensive. Anybody with a tank of gas in the future, it's going to be a fucking millionaire, bro. I'll tell you, in about maybe 50 to 80 years, gas, you're not going to need it. You're not going to need it, and it's going to be too fucking expensive. That's one thing. First of all, it's going to be too fucking expensive because it's going to be a very limited amount. We're coming to a point where the fossil fuels, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. It's too much money. It's too much for the economy to keep going. Back then, a gallon of gas was very cheap. I remember going to the stores with my mom back then in the 90s. Gas was $2, $1.99. And then slowly started going up. $2 here, $2 there, and then $3. $3 and then $4. And then even $5 to when I was driving, when we had that shit going on with, back in 2001, we had the recession. Gas was very expensive. So it's a very interesting thing. You know, how are we people going to run in the future? You know, are we just going to be like a bunch of Elon Musk and Tesla heads just riding around with electronic cars? You know, are we gonna go back to fossil fuels? Are we gonna find something different? I mean, what do you guys think? You know, I truly think that, you know, the gas car is gonna be eliminated, and there's gonna be a huge recycling push for getting rid of cars. People are gonna figure out something to do with all these fucking cars. Or they might just some people might just modify their cars to be electric, you know? So there are a lot of things and questions that are lying in the future that one day your car might not be worth shit, you know? Like right now, everything's cool. Everyone kind of knows. Like, you got to think about it. Hundreds of years ago, 200 years ago, not a lot of people were thinking, when are we going to run out of this gas, right? I mean, we just started driving the car 100 years ago, right? And from driving the car almost about 100 years ago, you know, it was built around 1905, driving around the car about then all of a sudden the gallon of gas is worth $4, right? Okay. That's like almost saying it's like 4 cents every year or some shit like that, right? But because if you do 4 times 100, it's $4, right? This is basically like saying the gallon of gas went up almost every 4 cents to 3 cents almost every year since the day the car was made. Okay? But I think in the future, we may be not needing cars, man. I really think that in the future, you're gonna see a lot of people with jetpacks, helicopter shit. Drones have a lot of capabilities, and a powerful drone can do a lot. One with propellers, people are gonna soon one day be flying over to work, man. In those propeller things, people are gonna be building small helicopters, small little electric cars. Small little things just to get you from one place to point A to point B. Long distance traveling will be done in a very large electric car. Or people are going to start building ways of transporting people rapidly. this is going to be the future. We're going to need to figure out ways of not having no longer our personal vehicle. It's going to come to a point where we're going to need to start sharing a huge community of cars. We're going to learn how to do shuttles. I really think that, with the limited source of gas and now having to pump an extreme amount of electricity for the whole world to use to recharge every little fucking thing that they have, you're talking about a lot of resources too. Electricity doesn't just fucking come raining down. We have to make electricity too with fossil fuels. So it might not be the easiest thing. We really need to push forward with these type of things, with these wind propellers, with this, whatever, sun energy, everything that we can think of, because we're going to need as much help as possible to power everything that we're going to need to run in our future. Maybe traveling might be limited in the future. Horses might come back. Things, a fucking bike, pedal bike, normal things that don't require a lot of energy are going to need to come back. Because no matter what, once you take one resource as valuable as gas, we're going to need to come up with equally as stronger fossil fuels, which requires a lot of jobs, a lot of helping hands, a lot of resources, a lot of area to cover. It's going to be tough, be tough, but we'll obviously figure it out, as people are already figuring things out as it is. We have Tesla, we have BMW coming with an energy car, water-powered cars, hydrogen cars, they've already made cars a long time ago run on vegetable oil. So my uncle actually was one of the first people in San Francisco to put a vegetable oil converter onto a Mercedes-Benz, which ran completely on used vegetable oil that guy would pick up from like a Chinese restaurant, because they would always throw barrels of those away. The guy decided to take that used oil and use it as fuel for his car. It was very smelly because it was used oil, but it got him from point A to point B. It fully functional Mercedes-Benz, ran top speeds and all that shit on vegetable oil. It's doable, guys. It's doable. That's what I'm saying, guys. There's ways to get around it. You gotta be innovative. You gotta look towards the future and start strategizing those things. Especially how you're gonna get from point A to point B here. Looks like the state senate is doing some things for UC students. Let's see. Proposal would limit out-of-state UC students. Plan to ultimately would allow nearly 4,600 more California freshmen to enroll each year. As University of California faces huge demand for seats, a public outcry over massive rejections by top campuses in record application year, state lawmakers are considering a plan to slash the share of out-of-state and international students to make room for more local residents. That's awesome, guys. The whole thing about school. I didn't go to college, you guys. Just put it out there. I didn't really go to like a UC or state. I went to a community college local in my area, right? Nothing amazing, right? But everybody who goes to school, to college, typically I see those people and they go away from home. They go away from home. So you have these people upset that their kids can go to a local school in California. And I went to local high schools in California, and most of the people that I saw, they left home. They didn't really leave California, but they left like down south, because I was in the Northern California. They went down south to like UCLA, UC Irvine, UC Davis, places that are kind of far from their main home, right? So, I guess it's good that they want to bring in, 4,600 more students from California. Maybe things have changed. Maybe people want to be more closer to home. I don't know, but I typically think it's good that, hey man, if you're from, every state has a really good college. somehow, some way or another. Maybe not for your specific thing, but they have it somehow, right? So, sucks for you. That's all I gotta say. Anybody who's like in Pennsylvania and wants to go to UC Berkeley, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be hard, bro. I'm sorry, man. Go to Penn State or something. Let's read this one because I wanted to talk about this one. Okay. Remember when COVID happened and Donald Trump jumped on the mic and said that we won't really have to pay for rent during this COVID shit? Yeah, we paid rent, bro. Yeah, so this whole thing about back then, a couple years, remember they were saying, hey man, if you, going through this COVID, don't really have any money to pay for this, you don't have to pay rent. Don't worry about it. Just pay it later. That didn't happen. No landlord was coming up to us and telling, hey man, don't worry about paying next month's rent because, Donald Trump got me. Complete bullshit. Actually, one of the most dumbest things I've ever heard, because when I read that and heard it on the news that day in COVID, because everyone was stuck at home, me and my wife, it was awesome, right? To hear that, oh man, we don't have to pay any fucking rent. But then all of a sudden, you gotta fucking pay rent. So boom, you're stuck. You're stuck with that shit, right? Let's read it. Landlords, tenants fix relief programs. State, local aid efforts plagued with problems, housing advocates say. As back rent and late mortgage payments continue to pile up through the COVID-19 pandemic, landlords and tenants have recently found common ground in a shared nemesis: state and local rental relief programs. Advocates for both property owners and tenants say that the patchwork of programs designed to distribute $2.6 billion of housing aid is failing, plagued by laborious applications, slow, non-existent responses, technical glitches, and poor translations for non-English speakers that multiply complexities and sometimes insult applications. Wow. Reading that does not surprise me. Donald Trump spoke big game saying that, hey man, there's going to be relief to all these landlords who are going to have to collect rent from people not making money from not going to work or being fired. Then all of a sudden, Donald Trump is all over the fucking place during that year and all this shit, and then he loses. Biden comes in. Of course, that department got totally lost in this fucking shuffle of things. And did Biden really want to keep up the commitment that Donald Trump had to help people who weren't making any money to COVID, or did it really even matter to him? I don't know. But to hear that departments, and they probably ended up giving this to contractors to take over the loans and to help people and try to fix this shit, when really it should have been a fucking federal or state agency actually helping individuals, because they would have the more say and the more things and more cojones to get things done, rather than a third contractor probably trying to take on a contract from the government and trying to help these people. In reality, they're just doing some con-ass service, horrible service for everybody, only helping a few people. Ooh, Lenny Kravitz's birthday, bro, not too long ago. Ooh, and Lauryn Hill. Big shout out to Lenny Kravitz and Lauryn Hill. Nice. California, we have had administered 35.9 million vaccinations. That's awesome. But 16.5 million people are fully vaccinated, meaning they got their 2 shots or whatever, and they waited the 2 weeks and they feel no symptoms. 41.1% of all the population is fully vaccinated of California. That's pretty nice. So, let me tell you where the high cases are at, my friends. There's still high cases in Tulare, California of an average of 10.9 cases, the rate of 10,000 people per 14 days. So every 10,000 people of 14 days, an average of about 20 or more, average of about 10.9 people get sick. That sucks. So let's look at the Bay Area. The Bay Area is looking good at 2.9 in San Francisco. Holy shit. Every 10,000 people, only 2 people get sick. That's amazing. Contra Costa 6.5. Come on, bros. Alameda 5.8. Hell yeah, not bad. 5 people every 10,000 people get sick. Not bad. Who has it the worst right now of all of California? That's gonna Siskiyou County, 27.8 people get sick every 10,000 people in every 14 days. Come on, guys. I know you guys want to ski. It's still fucking cold over there, but come on, man. Come on, go get vaccinated, bro. Huh? More women are vaccinated than males. Wonder why. Huh. Guess who's more vaccinated by age group in California? 18 to 49. More people vaccinated. Nice. Ooh, by race. Let's see who's the most vaccinated. White people. White people, 37.9% most vaccinated. The second most vaccinated group of ethnicity is Latinos, 25.6. Third is Asian, 17.5. And then fourth is other race, 8.4. Unknown race. Unknown race is 4.7. Okay. Black and African American, 3.8%. And multiracial, 1.3. And the rest are just, and then 0.5 for Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander. And 0.3 for American Indian and Alaskan and Native. Nationwide deaths, ready? 587,669. Whew. Pretty big death toll, unfortunately. Man, these quails, bro. These quails love me. These quails love me. Let's see this. We got Putin and Biden hanging out, trying to maybe rehash what Donald Trump did or something. Who knows? President Joe Biden and Russia's Vladimir Putin agreed Tuesday to meet in next Geneva face-to-face to encounter. The White House hopes will help to bring some predictable to fraught relationships that are only worsened in the first months of Democratic administration, because Joe Biden called motherfucker a killer. Don't call a killer a killer. He's gonna kill you, bro. You were snitching him out. Good luck to that meeting. Uh-oh, Trump is still on the hot seat, man. They got new jurors for this fool. Man, this guy is gonna go to jail, man. You're gonna see Trump in jail in a couple of days, man. I swear to God. Now, if you're somebody probably looking for a career, something to do out of high school, might be a good idea to get into some energy, renewable energies. Coming to California, people. Turbine Energies, a lot of jobs. If you have that credentials, you might make some money for your future. You know how long that's gonna take to finish all those motherfucking huge ocean-dwelling turbine engines? Are these going to be sitting on the side of the mountain, or are these going to be in the ocean? Let's go see. Yep, as I thought, they even showed them exactly where they're going to be at. They're going to be on an ocean. So, As everyone remembers, the California wildfires, they have still to this day, you know, ruined a lot of people's lives, ruined their homes, killed, people lost, valuables, all that stuff, right? My family almost lost their home in Reading, and then to also see the carnage, to go back to Reading and see all the horrible things that's happened after a huge fire like that in Reading, and can just imagine all over California what it's like, especially in LA. Congress still, after everything that's happened, this is what I mean, you know, the wildfires happened towards the end of the presidency, a little bit of Donald Trump during COVID, and you know, now you have Donald Trump exiting and Biden coming in with his plan, and maybe wildfire wasn't really one of them. And Congress says here that Congress still hasn't developed a helping hand for California. You know, they might have given some aid, some assistance, some money at the time when we needed it, when the actual problems were actually happening. But there's no money being given or really done for the prevention of these things. The firefighters shouldn't be responsible for the prevention. It should be the landowners who are responsible for the prevention, and that is the government. Now, if there's also federal land, that's federally going to be governed. If there's public land, well, we need help. We are obviously not going to make this thing on our own and start having volunteer helpers start excavating some way to make the lands up there in the mountains less fire capable or whatever. But where is the resources for taking care of the public land, or are the resources for taking care of the private land? We need to make sure that we're not going to get hit with any fires, man, because it's going to be intense again this year. And as the heat gets stronger and stronger, it's going to be harder and harder for firefighters to keep up. And, you know, it's going to make California a less inhabitable place. You know, it's just going to be always fire prone. And who wants to deal with that? This place is so beautiful, and there's so many homes compact with each other in cities. You know, here in the Bay Area, look where I'm at. I'm in the hills, and there's tons of hills. This is a place not too far from here where the Oakland fire happened. It almost killed many people back then. So yeah, we definitely need to get some fire assistance here in California. A lot of weird reading right here. Blood clots aren't the only vaccine side effects worth researching. Just reading through a couple of things, it seems like women are having a lot of side effects with their menstrual cycles, heavy periods after the vaccine. Women are suffering rashes from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and menstrual problems, man. I got the Johnson & Johnson. I don't feel anything, but holy fuck. Now for local news. Bam! Local news. Like it. That if you went to jail for a killing that you didn't do in 1992, and you just got freed in 2021. That happened to a man here in Alameda County, Patrick Willis, not the NFL player. He got sentenced to 2 murders after the DNA came after 2021 that he finally got freed. Got dropped 2 murder charges and had the possibility for parole, but went to life for jail. Since 1992, I'm 31. I was born in 1989. This guy lived for almost 29 years, pretty much my whole life in prison. I've had a good life, man, in my 31 years. A beautiful life. I've went through some ups and downs. But to hear a man to go to jail in 1992, he got released in 57 years old. He lost a lot, man. You can't make that back up. That is so fucked up, dude. You cannot make that back up. At all. At all. I think people who suffer DNA, miss fucking things, should get paid some type of stipend, man, to get your money, your life back. It's so fucked up, dude. So if you, let's read for the month of this birthday boys for Taurus and birthday girls. Do things your way. Make up your mind. Instead of letting someone step in and take over. Ooh. Let's do next month's birthdays. Well, actually this month. Oh shit, Gemini. Don't take shortcuts. Precision and detail are required. Pace yourself. Ooh, let's do Cancer. Explore new possibilities, but don't buy into something without doing your homework. Ooh. Let's do Leo. Take a moment to digest what's going on around you, then make your move. Nice. Let's do Virgo, my favorite. Refuse to let your personal matters slow you down or interfere with what you are trying to accomplish. Nice. Let's do Libra. Let memory lane be a reminder of experiences and a lessons endured. Rise above any meddling or misinformation you encounter. Okay, nice. Yeah, my friends, another day and a beautiful day on the Just Call Podcast. Nice talking to you. Sitting here, having some coffee, enjoying myself, talking about whatever. It's nice. Remember to do you. You know? Don't ever let the personal shit stop you from being who you are. A lot of people want some type of answer from you. They want some type of explanation. They want something from you so you can justify yourself to them. You have to remember, you are who you are. You became who you became. Drop the guilty shit on yourself. Stop feeling guilty for being who you are. Life is difficult. We all make certain mistakes and decisions. Sometimes there's no sense in fucking correcting the mistakes. You just gotta learn from them and move on. People are gonna hate you for the things that you do. Sometimes you're gonna make some decisions that are gonna make some people upset. But sometimes people don't think about what the fuck they do. People just want to point the finger and say, look at the bad guy. Some people don't even ask the questions as to why the fuck they're asking these questions. That's why you just gotta be happy with yourself. There's no need to explain who you are to people. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your being. Be happy with who you are. Be happy with who you are. Life is good. Breathe. There's no sense of holding things against yourself. You don't want to be an enemy to yourself at all. You can have all the enemies in the world, but being an enemy to yourself is the worst enemy you can have. Be nice to yourself. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Forgive more. Love more. Smile more. Look at people in the eyes more. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Love yourself. Be happy, man. Because this is the only fucking life that you fucking got. No matter what you believe in, you're not sure what the fuck will happen after this. Love your family, love your friends, love yourself, with everything that you can possibly can, and good things will come out of it. Help somebody who's not feeling so good about themselves, and good things will come out of it. Give someone a good tip, and good things will come out of it. Give someone advice when they need it, and good things will come out of it. Give yourself advice when you need it, and good things will come out of it. Eat when you feel like you gotta eat, man. Sleep when you feel like you gotta sleep. Ain't no sense in kicking your ass for somebody else. You should be kicking yourself's ass, really, to be who you want to be. Focus on your goals, focus on your ambitions, and keep your circle small. Sometimes, if you're going too crazy, shit gets crazy. So that's my advice. I love everybody who's able to watch the podcast. Who didn't, I don't give a shit. I'm doing this for myself. Thank you. God bless. And I hope you guys have a good Wednesday. And there'll probably be another podcast before Memorial Weekend. Thank you.